it's game to game, it's shift to shift, it's period to period. It's true. It's just like you're either like, holy fuck, Flames versus the world. Fuck everyone. We're making the playoffs. Screw you. We're so back. Here we come. Fuck you. Or it's so over. What has the Calgary Flames franchise been doing the last 30 years?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the In the Dome podcast. Flames go 2-1-1 last week. Very flamesy in a wild card race. Not quite good enough to put your foot on anybody's neck. Not quite bad enough to completely fall off. Just enough to keep us alive.
Just enough to keep you hanging on by a string. Just to be like the guy that want to go on the cot.
I'm not dead yet. Yes, yeah. Shut up and get in the...
I don't want to go. I'm not dead. You'll be stone dead in a moment. That's the Flames all the fucking time. Of course, they would get a point last night, right? Instead of being like, yeah, it's over, or hey, we're actually going to make some ground on Mini. They do exactly what we all expect them to do and get one single point.
Yeah,
very on brand.
That was that game last night against the Vegas Golden Knights. Remove the first period. That was a fucking great game.
That was awesome game.
There was a couple moments we talked about on Afterburner when Coronado hit the crossbar in the third period because Wolf had just made a big save.
Yeah.
The place you could tell was buzzing. And it was good hockey at that point. If Coronado sniped that, the dome would have been fucking, the walls would have been shaking. And if Backlund, somehow, some way, if only he would have just closed his eyes. I think that's his best opportunity to actually finish. Just close your eyes, Backlund. Don't try to do anything. Just close your eyes.
He got a shot off, which I was impressed with. I thought that was going to be a non-shot corner, like up into row 6 type shot from Backlund. But dude, wouldn't that have? That would have been, man. We were so close,
dude. Like I said, the dome was absolutely just ready to pop off. The roof would have came off that place, man. With 2 seconds left to steal that game, to keep your playoff hopes alive. I mean, they're still alive at the moment, but the 2 points last night sure would have fucking helped, would it not?
Could they throw us a bone and just like let that one go in? Because the goal again didn't cross the line,
dude. Coming onto the Afterburner last night, I'd only seen a couple screenshots where you're like, well, okay, maybe I don't see any white. But then after we got off, good old Mo's the guy that organized the Chucky billboard or something, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember that. The Friendship Tour billboards in Edmonton.
Yeah. He posted a screenshot. We'll add it into the show right here, but I see white again. I see white. I don't understand this. It's twice in 3 games. Of course, was it Coleman both times?
It was Backlund in Utah.
Coleman last night. Coleman absolutely must lead the league in goals called back per 60. Yeah. This guy seems to be fucking cursed. He should have 8 more goals this season.
Season, how about in his career, man? Obviously, the huge no goal against Edmonton in Game 5, which was a total bullshit call. But it seems every time I just don't. Can they throw us can we get something? Can they throw us a bone once in a while? Can you let that Backlund shot go in here?
You made a couple of memes after. Yeah, fuck. Got like 1,000 likes on that on Twitter. You can take a picture of a planet in outer space 700 million miles away.
Perfect detail.
You can see the rings of Saturn. Yet the fucking NHL can't give us an unpixelated shot of the puck. I mean, there's a camera in the crossbar. That's no good. It doesn't even help.
Has that camera in the Saddle Dome been replaced since like 2003-ish? Because it's funny, you go watch the 2004 goal. It's like it's the same quality of pick. It's the same quality. I can see as much as I can from the 2004 Marty Jelena goal as I can for that Blake Coleman goal.
Does Murray Edwards not see the ROI potential at this point? You'd be in a playoff spot if you had a fucking camera up there that fucking could
put
tell.
an iPhone, put a smartphone in there, and you're getting better quality.
No
whatever
shit,
the fuck we're seeing out there, because it's crazy. It's just like you zoom all the way in, and it's just like pixels upon pixels. I remember, you know what? There was a game. I think it was. I can't remember because I couldn't quite find it, but there was a game in the 22-23 season, which was just like the most frustrating. Holy shit. We talked about it a bit last night. Like they set a record for how many posts they hit. Yep. They dominate. It was just the most unbelievably frustrating season because they were good and they just couldn't fucking score. Everything went against them. But there was a game where they scored a goal, but they couldn't get a precise angle on if the puck went over the net. It was one of those ones where you could tell by the momentum of it that it probably went in, but the goalie's pad was just covering enough that you couldn't actually see conclusive evidence that it went in. And then post-game, one of the photographers, like the professional photographers, is like tweeting out his pictures, and it's like, there's a perfect angle. You can see it totally over the line. Just it's in the net, and this photographer got it. But the NHL doesn't have the angle. It's just batshit insane, dude.
It's unbelievable, dude. $1 billion business. They got to figure that shit out, man. Unacceptable.
Gary Bettman, just like fans, they don't worry about these little goal calls. They don't like
No, they prefer the goals get called back. It makes the game more interesting.
It's much more exciting to have a close hockey game. They don't like salary cap data. Fans are not interested in these things. They don't like when the puck actually goes across the line. We're just not interested in these sorts of things.
You got to do the bobblehead while you're...
Yeah, I'm not very good at that, but it's just fucking ridiculous, dude. It's like our slogan is, and again, the Flames, like, that's still a great game last night. Obviously, probably wasn't going to be a goal overall, but our slogan should just be like the Calgary Flames getting fucked over by goal calls since 2004. Because that's pretty much we've been paying penance. Because if you look at the Joel Otto Game 7 winner in 1989 when the Flames win the Cup, they win in Game 7 against Vancouver in round 1. They score in overtime on maybe like today for sure. That would have been like, oh, it's kicked in. It goes off Joel Otto's skate. We end up winning the Stanley Cup, but it's like we've been paying for that one. We've been paying for that one goal for like 35 years, it seems.
Well, I mean, I posted this after the game that picture of the puck. It's like, could you get one more fucking millimeter, dude? A millimeter.
It's insane. That's what I'm saying. Can we get a break? Can we get a millimeter, please?
Not even a bounce, just a fucking millimeter.
We don't need a bounce. We don't need some just like this. How about this? That'd be nice.
How about that, hockey
whole
gods?
Life,
just
dude.
a fucking millimeter.
It's just like pain. The last 3 years have just been, the last 3 decades have just been filled with moments like these.
But does that image not sum up?
Oh yeah.
Your 30 years of being a Flames fan in one image.
Totally. If you wanted to show somebody, it's like, here it is.
This show is a presentation of Bet365. The week that was, we'll get into it. That Avalanche game, again, every single game seems to go this way. It's like, fuck, we're so done. Absolutely, we're fucking dominated by the Avalanche. Cale Makar opens the scoring. O'Connor scores a pretty nice goal. Vladar is in net for this one. Then with 9 minutes left, your fourth line scores 2 goals in one shift. 32 seconds apart, goals by Lomberg and Klapka. Goes to OT. OT was exciting. Goes to a shootout. The only guy that scores in the shootout is Sharon Govich. And we're so fucking back. We just beat the fucking Avalanche in a thrilling comeback. Here we go again. Ride the wave. You're up. You're down. And it's not even like kind of up or kind of down. It's like there's nothing in between. You either like peak up and peak down. That's all there is in this season. Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off hat-trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Dude, was Ryan Huska picking the Avalanche shootout shooters in that shootout?
Posted that. That was funny.
Bro, what was going on with that? It was just like McKinnon's on the bench, Carr's. It's like Nichu's can shoot it. It's like, well, bro, what are you doing? Were you trying to lose that game? Because you lost to the Flames in the shootout, a terrible shootout team. You lost to Yegor Sharangovich, Lego Boy, in the shootout. I feel like they're trying to lose that game or something. That was weird.
Who did Huska elect first? Oh yeah, Frost. Frost goes down. He made a good shot. Made a good move. Like I think he tried Costco's move, but yeah. Only Costco has that, I think, perfected.
Oh, yeah.
And then fucking when Huberdeau got selected, I was like, Jesus, man, we're going to lose this. He doesn't score. The Avs are bound to score on their third shooter, and then they're gonna steal this away from us. But Vladar shuts the door. Vladar was solid in the shootout.
He was great in that game overall, too. Like you said, it looked like it was going to be a shit canning. First period, the Flames got absolutely dominated. But again, this is a theme, too. It's kind of like, you think you're so done, and then Ryan Lomberg scores. Like last night, you're so done, and then Joel Hanley scores a huge goal. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Play the Ducks, and Coleman has his best game of the season. 2 goals. Klapka's been great. After the Colorado Avalanche gave me 2 primary points, 4 shots, 6 scoring chances, 7 hits. And his hits, dude. Those are painful on the opposition.
Yeah, where's he been all year? He should have been here all year.
Well, imagine that line with Cairns.
Why? Why would you want to do that?
Oh, you got to hold out for that one Ernie goal every 40 games.
It always happens.
Always.
You're just like you're finally like, fuck. Like what? Why is Rooney on the team?
Once you hit exasperation. Then Rooney scores a big goal.
Exactly.
So it was the same thing with Lucic. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. It was always the same with Lucic. It was just like, Daryl's got him in the fucking top 6 again. Why? I'm going to
for the 30th straight game. Like he hasn't done anything for 30 games. Oh, just scored a big goal.
Scored. Oh, good. Now I get to watch this for another 3 weeks. Awesome.
Klapka was an 86.88 expected goals for that game.
Yeah, he was great.
There's been a lot of people comparing him to that other beast. What's his name?
The guy in Washington.
Yeah.
His name is escaping right now, but I know who you're talking about.
And he's got, how many goals does he have this season?
I think he's up to like 30.
30 goals. So there's been some comparison. I mean, they're similar size. And I mean, Klapka's showing he's got some hands. He seems like the confidence is growing. Like you say, probably should be here all season long. Have a full season under his belt might make a difference, but I don't see those guys not like pinned into the roster next season. He's been great last stretch.
Yeah, he's been really good, and like you said, you've seen kind of flashes of the hands.
Yeah,
his first NHL goal. Remember last year? It was kind of a funny one. It was kind of like, whoa! It looks like sometimes he's like forgets that he's so big, and he kind of just gets like Gumbeat or something on skates. But yeah, he should have been here all year. He's 24. He'll be 25 in September. So this guy better be. Because he scored 20 goals in the A, not this year, but the year prior. So he's got some finish. He's got some underrated talent, and you see it sometimes. I thought he had a really good game against the Oilers too, prior to that Colorado game. So he strung a few really solid games together.
Francis did a little piece on Klapka. He's like, oh yeah, he's the all-time leading scorer for the Wranglers. I'm like, what? All time? What are you talking about? And then I realized, oh, okay, yeah, the Wranglers 3. They've only been the Wranglers. For
they've only
seasons.
been here for like, yeah. That'd be crazy.
So then they go to Utah back to back. Of course, they lose to Utah.
Yeah, that's the one they lose.
I guess the Ducks are the weakest opponent of the week, but I mean, you get hosed with that for sure was in.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's not even a fucking question that was in.
Like I could tell. I could Yeah, I posted it. We'll put it up here again. I posted this photo that I took from the fucking TV. And you can clearly see white. You can clearly see the entirety of the bottom of the goal line in on top of the puck. I just don't understand how they're calling these no goals. What is the rationale?
I don't, dude.
Oh, it's not conclusive enough. You can see the entire fucking. It's not conclusive enough to call it a no goal.
Well, I just don't get it. Like, what are we doing here?
There's no evidence that says this is not a goal.
There's no evidence
how
to
I
say
look
that
at
the
it.
puck, like, okay, so we're going down to millimeters now, right? Like, it's just kind of like, at that point, I think it's in.
Yeah, like again, spirit of the game.
I think it's in. It's like this stupid offside thing where it's like, well,
how
you know,
in does it have to be?
His nose was across the line, so that's technically offside. It's just like, how much more in could that be? Like, if it's like this, just half a millimeter more than it's in.
We
like,
needed another eighth of a
break,
millimeter to make it conclusive.
It's just absolutely insane.
There's not enough white. You can see white, but there's just not enough white.
And it's a shame because, you know, the Flames obviously didn't play their best game, but I thought they had a good third period and probably deserved at least a point in that one. But
dude, that's
absolutely
that's four goals called back.
4 huge goals. Imagine you have those 2 in Dallas. You win that game. Imagine you get at least a point out of Utah. And just for the sake of it, imagine and these are all in huge games, and you win last night against Vegas.
You'd have 4 more points.
4 more points, and you'd be right there. Like, it's totally, you know, it's totally fucking unreal, dude. It's very flamesy and super frustrating and super fucking ridiculous.
At this point, though, after 30 years of it, you just like you become numb. You're just like, yeah, that's what happens. I mean,
well, I saw some people like not from Flames fandom on Twitter being like, hey, what's going on? Like, because they were showing the 2 goal calls, both of them called back.
There was even Oilers fans were like,
yeah,
I'm an Oilers fan, and that's a goal.
It's like, what the fuck is what is going on?
What is going
in
on?
Calgary? Like, obviously the jig is up. Like, this even extends past the Weidman effect. This is just like some sort of deep, maybe it's just like some sort of like deep Illuminati, like secret society conspiracy. I don't know. I don't have any better explanation than that.
Yeah, Blake Coleman rejected to join their little group one day, and
their blood cult, and now they've cursed him forever.
Yeah. So Rasmus Anderson scores halfway through the second period to make it 2-1. He makes it close. Even these games are like they're all 1-goal games essentially. I mean, Utah scores an empty netter, but you got to give credit to these guys. They're battling every night. They're finding a way to stay in games if they're down. Like, remember, like the Goudreau, Monahan, Hoodler team. They were the cardiac comeback kids.
Yeah.
And now this group has a little bit of that in them as well. They're fighting hard.
Yeah.
You sent me this Dustin Wolf quote after last night's game. We're the underdogs. That's the biggest thing. We came into the year with everyone saying we're going to suck. And now look at us. We're fighting for our lives to sneak in. And you know what? We're going to get in. This one stings, but we move on to the next one.
What a fucking baller, dude.
Good job, Huska, for riding Wolf at this point, because Vladar has been better. Wolf went through 2 weeks where he kind of was not as dominant. The coach could have easily gone back to Vladar and no one really pushed back too hard, but Wolf plays 3 out of the 4 games last week. He's been your guy all season long. I think it's the right move. You need him to steal you a game here. I think Huska's done a good job of continuing to ride Wolf.
Yeah, I saw a lot of like, why isn't Vladar starting? Or should Vladar start? Talk before the Anaheim game specifically. And I was like, are you kidding me? We're going to our MVP, right? You got to ride your MVP. Yep. So, again, good on Huska. I think it would have been a huge mistake to put Vladar in. Pinder tweeted last night, Dustin Wolf hasn't allowed 3 goals in regulation over his last 4 games, yet the Flames only have 1 win over that time span. So, hey man, Wolfie's doing his part, and boy, was he he was great against Utah. The Flames got absolutely ass rammed in the first and second period. And again last night, he made, especially after the first period, gave him a chance to win. That's all this guy does, to give you a chance to win every night.
That's all I can really ask from your goaltender is give us a shot. The Ducks game was one of those. Well, we've only had how many of these games where you can actually sit back this season?
Like 0.
4-1 lead early in the game. You ride that to finish out the game. That was an easy breezy, beautiful one. Kadri scores 16 seconds in. Zellweger tied it. Then Coleman scores that shorthand beauty. The Rune Dog gets in on the action. Coleman scores another power play goal. Coleman was an absolute beast in this one. He had 2 goals, 15 shot attempts, 11 scoring chances, 4 high danger scoring chances.
Man, oh man.
70.79 goals for. Expected goals for that game.
Dude, he's such... I know we like rag on him and Backlund for never being able to score. Because it's funny, he had 15 shot attempts. That game, 5 shots. So he had 10 misses. But those two guys, just like every night, you know what you're getting. And it would be easier for them, especially a guy like Blake Coleman. Like, he signed that big deal. He's 33 years old. The team's not very good. It'd be easier for both of those guys to just be like, kick their feet up and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm riding. But there they are every single night, grinding it out, playing against the other team's best players every single night. And still, almost every single night, being 2 of the best players on the ice for the Flames at 5-on-5 and the penalty kill. So, hey, huge props to Coleman.
Well, we've talked about this all season long, the leadership on this team, from Kadri, even Huberdeau, Weir, absolutely, Rasmus Anderson, and then those 2 guys, Blake Coleman and Backlund. They're taking this seriously, and they want to make the playoffs, and they're battling. Like you said, they're showing up. They're doing it every night. I think it's an awesome thing for these young guys to learn how to approach the game on a nightly basis in the NHL. So I got nothing but 5 stars for this leadership group and how they've approached this season and the example that they're setting for these young guys.
Yeah, and it starts from Conroy, which I think that's really the difference. Because, we're cynical about where the Flames are going to finish. It obviously sucks. They're going to finish fucking 9th again. They're going to finish right in that middle spot again for the 500th year in a row, but especially over the last 3 years. But, everybody's pulling in the same direction this year, right?
Well, they're hanging in there with Vegas, with Colorado. Like, it doesn't matter who we play, the top teams in the league, they seem to battle hard enough to give themselves a shot to win those games, and they've beat a lot of these top teams this season.
Yeah, and we talked about it. They do the chase behind the scenes videos, and that was the first thing we noticed was in the first one. And I thought the documentary stuff was going to be kind of like cheesy and corny and be like just kind of fluff, but they've actually given us a lot of really cool behind the scenes info. Yeah. And the first thing that we both picked up on was when Connie came in and he's talking to the guys. It was everybody's first group meeting back in Calgary. And he's talking about that playoff mentality. And then you see Huska doing it. You just kind of see it flow down. And everybody's pulling in the same direction. Huska's going around the room saying, like, Lomberg champion, Coleman champion, Nas champion. Like, that's playoff hockey, baby. And then that's filtered down through Huberdeau and Kadri and Weegar and Anderson and all these guys. And I think that's why they've had more success than people thought they would. Because again, like, we all kind of forget, like, as kind of fucking annoying as it is that they're going to be mid again, you have to remember, like Wolfie saying, what everyone was saying about these guys.
Yep.
Everyone. Go look at every single
bottom 5.
Every single one. It was like they're going to be right there with like San Jose and Chicago. And it was like, even though we're going to miss the playoffs outside of a miracle happening, I think at the end of the season, these guys look each other in the eye and say, like, fuck yeah. Like, I remember when they were eliminated by the Oilers in round 2, and they were asking Daryl Sutter, like, what do you tell these guys? He's like, leave here with your fucking head up high. You did a hell of a lot more than anybody said you're going to do. So, yeah, it's kind of sucks they're going to be in finish just outside and lose that pick. But I mean, hey, kudos to a lot of these guys for giving the fans some exciting hockey to watch. And like you said, when you hear that from a guy like Wolfie and think about what he's experiencing this year and the dogfight he's been in and what that means to him, it's pretty positive.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long-form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.